Thank you, Master Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, who am I? What is it that makes us who we are? Is it our races, our backgrounds, our religions? And while these do influence us, I believe it is more what we think and what we do that determines who we are. I am a creator, a caregiver, and a thinker. And while there are other parts that make up who I am, I believe that these three shine the brightest. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved creating things. My mother and I would sit down at the glass table in our house in the Woodlands, which is right outside of Houston, if you're not familiar. And we would draw or paint, make little garlands, bracelets, or my favorite, make greeting cards. We would use stamps, embossing powder, inks, markers, stickers to make these unique cards for our friends and family. It was really exciting to use mixed media in order to express myself. When I was in high school, I was introduced to sculpting. Not sure how many of you have tried, but it is way easier for me to take what was in my mind and shape it into a three-dimensional form. I could see the slope of the cat's nose, and I could understand how the muscles worked way more than I could just sketching on paper. It was really exciting. From there, I learned how to make jewelry and actually made some of my pieces and sold them at conventions and to my friends in college. I happen to be wearing one of my favorite pieces, and I find that it expresses my personality really well, way more than you can buy in the store. Right now, I'm trying palette knives with acrylics and melting crayons. You go on Pinterest and look for melting crayon art, you can find so many different ways to try using a heat gun or a blow dryer with a crayon. It makes a complete mess, but is really, really fun. And I encourage you all to try it. So I do love creating things, but that is not all of who I am. I am a caregiver. I have a tendency to take care of everyone around me, whether they want me to or not sometimes. I blame the childcare. I worked in childcare for 6 years in high school and college, and I think that might contribute to my caregiving personality. I'm very motherly, and I don't even have children, unless you count my 3-year-old cat, because he is my baby. My friends used to call me Mommy Eva. No joke, running through the halls in high school, Mommy Eva, I need this, and I would come running, and I would go help them. And unfortunately, that has stayed with me. And now my friends are adults, and they need to do things on their own, make their own decisions, and I either need to take a step back and let them run their own lives, or I need to find younger friends who need my help. Not yet determined which path I'm following. Because I'm a caregiver, you might think I'm an emotional person. I think I'm actually more logical. I am a thinker. I like to take things and understand why they're happening. If I encounter a negative situation that makes me feel emotional, I take it and diagnose, why am I feeling this way? What caused this? And once I understand it, I can take it, put it away, and move forward on my path. I won't let that get in my way. I believe mind over matter is most important so that you can succeed. And while I'm not always diagnosing these puzzles of emotional roadblocks, I do love puzzles in general, both mental and physical. I like taking things together, taking them apart, seeing how everything makes up the whole. And for 4 years at Dell, I ran an early evaluation program. What that consisted of was sending out these servers to customers, getting evaluated, getting them back. So I always had servers at my attention. I had them lining my cube in the hallway, and what that gave me a great opportunity to do was grab an engineer, because guys, if I take this apart and I can't put it back together, I'm in trouble. I would grab an engineer, sit down, take off the lid of the chassis, and go through all the parts. I would take out the DIMMs and take out the cables and see what this power supply connects to. And it was really exciting for me to see how all of our parts made up the whole. I've recently joined the COC as a PLM. What that means is I'm actually doing event planning for them. And it's very similar. It's a puzzle. I take small pieces from all over and put them together to make something amazing. I'm working with venues, vendors, customers, partners, all of our team, and banners, advertising. It's really fun to see how we can make such a great event possible. And while I'm doing this, I'm learning a new skill that I was not privy to before. I'm expanding my horizons, seeing how different parts of our business are working together. Essentially, I'm just learning, and I love to learn. I have 3 degrees from A&M, 2 undergraduates and a master's, because I just could not get enough of school. In addition to marketing, I studied German. And I found that I have a passion for languages. And I hope to one day learn my mother's native tongue, which is Dutch. But until then, because that's going to take a while, I'm going to pick up new skills wherever I can and continue to learn, because I believe that you shouldn't stop learning until you're dead. There's always a new trend to discover, always something new to understand. And that's one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters. The ability to learn and grow, but also I can develop others around me. I have mentees, like Sugabon, who's about to go give his speech. And my caregiver heart is so happy because I have these people that I can help. In addition, I get to come up with really creative stories that I can tell you all in my speeches. I'm a creator, a caregiver, and a thinker. Who are you?